It's time for Mornings at 8 with Jonathan Mark on AM 1480 WLEA.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells. That's right. It is time for Mornings at 8 on a Monday morning. Monday morning, 37 degrees outside, little brisk, but still kind of nice. Well, it is unmistakably Monday. That's right. Every time I say that, I kind of wince. Yeah, unmistakably Monday, the start of another work week, and here we go. Well, little wintry type weather coming here at the end of this week. A little bit of snow in the forecast. So it's time, I guess, to put the lawn furniture back in the garage and drag out the old snow shovels. That's right. There we go. And here we are. Well, yeah, it's a big day tomorrow. It's election day. That's right. Whole bunch of races here and there. And coming up on the Newsmaker, as you heard, there are two candidates for Steuben County Legislature, Randy Weaver and Paul Van Cassel. And during the Newsmaker, each candidate will have half the time on the Newsmaker. And at the end of my show, I'm going to do a coin toss. Here's a coin right here. Here's a coin right here. And at the end of my show, I will do a coin toss, and whoever comes up first, he'll be first, and the other guy will be after that. So that's coming up on the Newsmaker program. Well, as you're aware, there were some really nasty storms in New York. A rainstorm, a really bad rainstorm at the end of last week. And it did a lot of damage east of here. But Governor Cuomo was on Friday's broadcast of MSNBC's Live. And he made a rather curious comment. I'm still trying to, I don't know. Anyway, while discussing there was a lot of flooding there in the eastern part of the state. While discussing the flooding in New York State, Cuomo said, quote, and this is a quote, "Anyone who questions extreme weather and climate change is just delusional at this point. We have seen in the state of New York what everyone has seen. We see these weather patterns that we never had before. We didn't have hurricanes. We didn't have superstorms. We didn't have tornadoes. This is a storm that came up just overnight, dropped about 5 inches of rain, and it was literally a matter of life or death for people." So that's what Governor Cuomo said on MSNBC. So we didn't have hurricanes, we didn't have superstorms, and we didn't have tornadoes. So I don't know, maybe all right, very good. That was Governor Cuomo on MSNBC. And also you heard, or maybe you didn't, I don't know, but there were anti-cop riots in Brooklyn over the weekend. And there were more than 1,000 people out there harassing cops, throwing things at them, cursing at them, writing graffiti on the cops' cars. This was in Brooklyn. So, they were about pretty close to a riot. It was totally out of control. If you say the word anarchy and you see videos of what was happening there, you go, yeah, anarchy. That's exactly what it was. And they were protesting they were protesting all kinds of police brutality, and there's something called, it's like a sport in New York called turnstile jumping. And the idea is you go to use a subway and you jump over the turnstile. I don't know exactly how they rate your performance, but so you jump over turnstiles, and so you avoid paying a fee. And they were protesting that too. Yeah. So after all, now the cops were told to stand down and keep a very, very low profile as this riot is going on. That's pretty weird. And even weirder, guess who expressed her solidarity with the demonstrators or protesters or rioters? That's right, AOC, an ordinary charity. I'm starting to think that she's maybe extraordinary. Anyway, so AOC expressed her solidarity with the demonstrators that raged in Brooklyn over the weekend. And she says, let me see, on Twitter, ending mass incarceration means challenging a system that jails the poor to free the rich. And that's what she wrote on Twitter. Arresting people who can't afford a $2.75 fare makes no one safer and destabilizes our community. New Yorkers know that. They're not having it, and they're standing up for each other. Okay. So, as I said, more than 1,000 people turned out. And they were just, I mean, it was a riot. It was literally a riot. And the unrest started on Halloween night, how appropriate, in Brownsville, as mobs pelted NYPD squad cars with boxes, trash, and eggs, and then called the cops. Oh, I can't say that on the air. They were calling them certain names. Let me say, I can't say that on the air. I definitely can't say that one on the air. And then we're painting graffiti on the cops' cars. Here's one. Oh, I can't say that one either. Okay, anyway, yeah, so it was pretty nasty. Then the rioters turned their attention to the subway. And they stormed a subway station en masse and hopped over the turnstiles as they made obscene gestures toward the cops. Only one protester was arrested. One was arrested, and another was given a summons. And, AOC's response drew criticism from one police union head. He said, Sergeant's Benevolent Association President Ed Mullins said AOC is a political figure who's popular with other cuckoo people. People with common sense pay no attention to her. Well, a lot of people were paying attention to her. I mean, they didn't have any common sense, but they were certainly paying attention to her. So, that's kind of sick. Why you'd want to be a cop in New York City, man, I have absolutely no idea. It's got to be thoroughly, totally thankless. And speaking of that, this was in Maryland. A Maryland county executive bans police station from displaying divisive thin blue line flag. You know what the thin blue line flag looks like? Well, somebody made one out of wood, and they presented it to a police station as a gift. And the county executive, what's his name, Mark Elrich, said in a note, "The flag provides a symbol of support to some, but it is a symbol of dismissiveness to others. Because it is divisive, the flag will not be posted at the 5th District, nor in any public space within the police department." The flag was a gift from a woodworker, James Shelton. So he made this thing out of wood, and it looks really neat. There's a photograph of it here. That really is kind of cool. So the county executive says, no, you can't display that flag. And, So the Maryland governor, I had that in another story here, has chided this county executive, saying, what are you talking about? Of course they can. But apparently they can't. Wow, it's a you know what the thin blue line flag looks like, right? Okay, so they can't display that flag because it's dismissive of some people and it's divisive. So the American flag is divisive. That's a pretty strange world out there. And what else have we here? Talking about strange. Let's one more from New York. Oh, that's right. Oh, New York Times. I'll come to that later. This is from the New York Post. But state lawmakers tackle trash trucks stinking up New York City streets. And 2 state lawmakers are introducing legislation that would ban the de Blasio administration from parking city garbage trucks overnight along neighborhood streets. And the neighbors are raising a stink. Okay, they say they stink. These trucks stink, and they park them overnight. Apparently, the sanitation department lost its lease on a West Side parking garage in 2018, and since then they've been parking these garbage trucks on the street, and the residents are pretty sick of it. So I don't know. That's what. Why would anybody live in New York City? I don't know. It's just weird. Very, very strange. I think we should be very lucky that we live here. Things are a whole bunch better here than they are in New York City. And speaking of downstate, I've had a similar story or two in the last couple of months. But this is from Massapequa on Long Island. A high school football coach has been suspended after a lopsided victory. That's happening a lot. I don't understand this. Plain Edge High School head football coach Rob Shaver has been suspended for one game after allegedly failing to follow a lopsided scores policy. It mandates that coaches of football teams in Nassau County that win by more than 42 points explain what they did to prevent running up the score in an unsportsmanlike fashion. Anyway, the game in question was played Friday between Plain Edge and Southside, both 6-0 teams. And the outcome was 61-13. 61-13 for Plain Edge. And Pat Pizzarelli, the executive director of Section 8 Athletics, the association that oversees middle and high school sports in the county, said the rule was voted on 3 years ago as a way to keep scores closer and not embarrass the other team. So that's that. So he broke this rule. You can't win by more than, I think, 42 points or something like that. So, again, I mean, if you're a good team, why not just keep scoring? I don't see anything wrong with that. But you don't want to embarrass the other team. Wowee. So, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And this is about the third or fourth story I've had in the last couple of months. If you're a better team and you can score, 61 points? Score 61 points. I don't understand that. This is so strange. I don't know what's happened to us. I really don't know what's happened to us. You don't want to embarrass the other team. Well, yeah. Well, you beat them. You're better than they are, and you won. I just thought, and both teams were 6-0, so it isn't as if they were a mismatch. They're both 6-0 teams. And one team won by a lot. I don't understand. I kind of wonder after, with all these stories I have, I just kind of wonder, it's like just kind of casually thinking, when did the red, white, and blue become the pink, beige, and teal? I don't know what's happened to us. So the red, white, and blue has kind of been just a little changed now. Now it's pink, beige, and teal. And you don't want to hurt their feelings, and you don't want to embarrass them. But it's okay if you beat them, right? I don't know. It's a very, very strange world out there. And, every day I do the show, and I kind of wonder what's happened to us. What in the world has happened to us? It's weird. Okay, how about, let me see. Oh, I'll do this one now. New York Times, which used to be a good paper a long time ago, says airing national anthem on TV could trigger viewers who hear political overtones. The New York Times, this is from Fox News. The New York Times has poo-pooed the long-standing tradition of television stations airing the Star-Spangled Banner because some night owl viewers could be offended by the politically charged national anthem. The piece, written by culture reporter Julia Jacobs and published Wednesday, is headlined, "Local TV Revives a Bygone Tradition Airing the National Anthem," and declares that the song can be, quote, a dividing line for some Americans. The Times noted that one of popular culture's generational divides is whether or not you were old enough to remember the days when the Star-Spangled Banner aired on television stations. It was played late at night, going back to the advent of TV, typically amid visuals of patriotic imagery before the station signed off until the next morning, which we did too in radio, by the way. As a matter of fact, way back, a long time ago we did. So apparently it could offend some people, playing the Star-Spangled Banner. wow, I suppose there are more Colin Kaepernicks out there than we think. So playing the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem, could, aggravate some people and trigger them and make them feel sad and, oh man. What I say, red, white, and blue? Yeah, check. I don't know. It's happening, man. It is really, really, really happening. Okay, insurance. Everybody needs insurance. You cannot get by without insurance. And you can do no better than the Ryan agencies. They have offices in Hornell, Jasper, and Wellsville. They are insurance experts. That's what they do, right? They have access to many insurance companies to find the best rates for you. You are the important one. They offer sound, unbiased advice. They don't work for any one company, and they look for the best solutions for you. They're friendly, they're local, they are the Ryan agencies.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Checking Week 9 in the NFL. Sunday night, it was the Ravens handing the Patriots their first loss of the season, 37-20 the final in a battle of division leaders. New England is now 8-1 on the year. Baltimore improves to 6-2, thanks in part to quarterback Lamar Jackson, who had a touchdown pass and 2 touchdown runs. In late action, Chargers surprised the Packers 26-11. Green Bay falls to 7-2 on the year. Seahawks improved to 7-2 with a 40-34 overtime win over the Buccaneers. Russell Wilson, 5 touchdown passes in the win for Seattle. Broncos beat the Browns 24-19. Cleveland's dropped 4 in a row. Raiders get by the Lions 31-24. In early games of note, the Chiefs edged the Vikings 26-23. Harrison Butker had 4 field goals, including the game winner from 44 yards out as time expired. Minnesota and Kansas City both now 6-3 on the season. Steelers get by the Colts 26-24. Eagles down the Bears 22-14. Dolphins get their first win, knocking off the Jets 26-18. Bills over the Redskins 24-9.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks falling as investors sifted through a slew of earnings reports today, with the Dow falling 19 points, the Nasdaq down 49, S&P 500 down 3. And shares of plant-based meat company Beyond Meat were far from sizzling today on Wall Street, falling over 22%, marking the end of Beyond Meat's lockup period. For the first time since its IPO, early investors can sell the stock. Now, despite the sell-off, Beyond Meat reported a much bigger profit than expected for its third quarter. Shares of Mattel spiking after hours, around 18% after the toy maker posted better than expected earnings for the third quarter as newer models boosted demand for its flagship Barbie brand, and the launch of dolls based on Korean pop sensation BTS lifted international sales. Mattel also announcing it will be hiring a new chief financial officer in the wake of a whistleblower investigation relating to its accounting practices. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive Little Blue Pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. And right now, get your first online visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/joy. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. forhims.com/joy.
Today at Simmons Rockwell Nissan in Horseheads and Hornell, New York, you'll find brand new 2019 Nissan Sentra SV models equipped with 16-inch alloy wheels, rear monitor, push-button ignition, and cruise control for just $15,999. Shop Simmons Rockwell Nissan in Horseheads or Hornell. Simmons-Rockwell.com.
And we are back. Now, you've heard, of course, that Elizabeth Warren, one of the Democrat candidates for the presidential nomination, has a plan to provide Medicare for all. It's a mere $52 trillion. Okay, hey, fine, $52 trillion. And you might wonder, well, it's only $52 trillion, right? But how are you going to pay for $52 trillion? Let me see. I got it. So Ms. Warren said her agenda provided amnesty to all 11 to 22 million illegal aliens living in the United States and driving up legal immigration levels that will help pay for her Medicaid for All plan. So immigrants will pay for it. On Friday, Warren released her plan to end all private health insurance, stripping millions of American union workers of their negotiated health care plans, and enact a Medicare for All program, which would force taxpayers into public health care plans. Now, this $52 trillion plan will be partially paid for, Warren says, by driving up the population to the highest levels possible to increase federal tax revenue. Warren's plan would hinge on providing amnesty for all illegal aliens and increasing legal immigration levels, which already sit at historic highs, with more than 1.5 million foreign nationals added to the U.S. population every year. So she's going to pay for this Medicare for All plan by allowing more illegal immigrants. I really don't get that. That's very strange stuff. Okay, now how much time we have? Yeah, we have time. In 1961, I don't remember the guy's name, but he was a chairman of the FCC, and he made a very famous speech. He was testifying to Congress, and he called TV a vast wasteland, and that was in 1961. And if you think it was a vast wasteland in 1961, it's only gotten, I think, a little vaster and a little more wasted. We have, let me see, there's a new program that's going to be on the Discovery Channel. And Discovery Channel says humans will be entering the bears' territory and take them on in a competition like never attempted, the network says. The network has greenlit Man vs. Bear, a new competition series in which humans will be entering the bears' territory and take them on in a competition like never attempted. Each week, 3 grizzlies, Bart, Honeybump, and Tank, will take on 3 new human competitors, male and female, at their Utah sanctuary to test the limits of strength, speed, and stamina. All of the challenges, from a game of tug-of-war to using brute force to roll giant logs, will be based on the bear's natural instincts as well as predatory skills and actions. Each episode of the series will include 5 distinct challenges inspired by what bears do naturally in the wild. So, anyway, these people are going to be in competition against bears. Grizzly bears. That's pretty strange. And also, in England, there's a new show that's going to be on their TV, and this seems like it's an old Monty Python routine. But it's going to be, the name of the show is going to be Surgery, Surjury. Okay, Surgery. A jury of 12 members of the public will vote on whether individuals should go under the knife for the cosmetic surgery of their dreams. If the surgery goes ahead, candidates are then invited back to show off the results. So people are going to get plastic surgery. But wow, and the winner gets the surgery of their choice. As I said, that sounds like Monty Python. But anyway, that's not important. What we have now, we have the official coin toss. A very important race is coming up tomorrow in Steuben County for Steuben County legislator. And we have Randy Weaver and Paul Van Castle. And both are going to be on the Newsmaker program in just a few short minutes. And I am now going to do the coin toss to see who goes first. How about we go Randy Weaver, heads, and Paul Van Castle, tails. Okay, here we go. It's tails. So, Paul Van Castle will be on first, and then comes Randy Weaver. All right, that's going on there. And that's the end of the show for this morning, and I will see you tomorrow at 8:05. Bye.